On YouTube, it's Mike the Socialite here, Philly's finest. Definitely bringing you some the latest information with Basketball Wives. My co-host Fatima, Super Diva, she's still out. She's on vacation or whatever. She'll definitely be back next week. Miss you, love you, babe. Enjoy it. I'm taking one next. Listen, I wanted to update you on what happened on the new Basketball Wives last night. So, okay, Jackie Christie, here she go again. She in the previous one she decided to do the therapist thing. So it kind of kicks off with Shani, which is Chantel Christie, discussing her relationship and having a talk. She called Laura. Which is Gloria Govan's sister, just to discuss some things with her because Laura did want to touch out to her and reach out because Laura said she felt as though she could relate to her, being an abused child or like on the lines of a child with issues. So she wanted to talk to her about that and go on from there. So what happened was she sits down with Laura and Shani kind of like let the kitty out the bag. She goes, her mom Jackie Christie is all about Hollywood. She's all about making a dollar, being popular, and everything else. Like I'm kind of shocked about that. As crazy as she is, I would just think that okay, well, maybe since she is that crazy, whatever. So either way, like, and then the second issue, like Shani was discussing with Laura, is that Jackie is really, really color conscious. Like, her oldest daughter, Takari, um, she's like, I think another child. Well, I don't think that's Doug's kid though. Like, because I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I don't know if her last name was Christie or not. I don't think it is because I really don't think that that's Doug's daughter. And this is another reason why she treated Kari the way that she did. Kari was heavier than Shani. She was darker than Shani. That doesn't justify or give you the right to actually treat that girl a different way, and that's not Doug's child. Like, what is going on in your head? Like, she definitely does have issues. Shani's discussing this with Laura, and she's telling Laura that Jackie used to tell Shani, make sure Kari stays on the treadmill an extra 10 minutes, and then referring to her as the fatter and the blacker one. Like, the fuck? What is going on with you? Like, listen, I don't. That's just completely out of line all the way, and she needs somebody to talk to or whatever, So she decided to go talk to Brooke. This is what went on in that entire situation. So she goes and talks to Brooke, and explain that thing about. Didn't I tell you Brooke tatted that? Like in that fight, she was like, "Oh, Brooke." She was just like, "Man, my head was hurting." Doug would just pat me. I'm like, "Oh, I remember." Like, yeah, I'm sure you do remember. Brooke got up on you. Like she wasn't playing no games with you. You in your mouth. Either way, so she said her head was hurting for like a week. Brooke, she said Brooke was real strong. So Brooke did apologize. Jackie did apologize. So they did mend those fences. Brooke did want to touch bases on the fact of what she had heard about the entire situation, as far as Jackie being color conscious. Like, what's up with this color thing? Like, first of all, this your daughters. Like, it doesn't matter what color it is. Like, they could be all colors of the rainbow. You can have one by a Jamaican, a black and African, a white one, and everything else, Puerto Rican. It really doesn't matter. Like, for you to and then this is my issue. She had the nerve to say that Kari has low self-esteem. She's always had low self-esteem, even growing up. As a parent, isn't that your responsibility to build your child's self-esteem up? Why do you think she got low self-esteem now? You should have built that up. It was your responsibility to do that. Either way. So, there's completely a screw loose up in Jackie Christie's head. I'm pretty sure we all knew that already, but I'm really disgusted with the fact of how, she feels about this whole color conscious thing. Like, who gives you the right to sit there and say that somebody's color is better than the next? Nobody. You're not that hot yourself. Who's to say that brown is so hot or whatever? I bet you she'd have an issue then. Maybe that Jackie wasn't light enough. You don't compare those two daughters together which one is light of the light skin complexion and one is the brown of the brown complexion or browner, and think that they're not going to have any rivalry, especially whichever one is your favorite, which is of course Shanny, Doug's daughter. That she was the lighter, the thinner, the prettier one. So don't you think Kari's going to be definitely feel low self-esteem? She's like, oh, I always told her, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, this and the third or whatever. Yeah, but in the last episode, check that last clip of mine or whatever for Basketball Wives. You said you've been trying to talk to Kari for years and years and years, begging her, please talk to me, please talk to me. But then the first thing Kari does is pull a knife out on you. Probably because you treated her like that. Like if you called me names and put my self-esteem down, I'm not promoting violence. I'm saying that, for a child, and you're supposed to be her safety and security, maybe that's why. Get your life together, Jackie. You're completely flagged. And a double flag from Team of the Super Divas, and she ain't here. I know she's flagging you right now. Either way, Doug decides to speak with her and lets her know that she's completely controlling. This is the way why Shani is the way that she is. And in my earlier videos, we were talking about that Shani had moved she had moved out to Washington, D.C. Well, no, she actually moved to Washington, not D.C. D.C.'s over here where Philly is at, on the East Coast. So she had moved up to Washington just to get out of there. And so she decided to go back. She found a place up there and she's going back. Doug lets her know this is why she's going back, because you got issues, you're too controlling and everything else. You're never going to have, it was a quote from Doug Christie. The way that you are is too controlling. This is why Shani is the way that she is. It's what it is, Jackie. So she decides to come out with this fashion line. She's putting out this fashion line and she's nervous about Fashion Week. Okay, whatever. We're going to see how this one blows over or whatever. So that'll be on the next episode, YouTube. Definitely check out that next video about Jackie and her line is being dropped in New York Fashion Week. Let's see how that works out. Till next time, YouTube.